Alright, you're welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I'll implore you to go back to the previous episode and so that you keep up with what we've been learning from the first episode of this series. This is the fourth episode and we'll continue right from where we stopped in the third episode. Alright, so we already discussed transition and design, and so the most important of all in PowerPoint is animation. Alright, so you see that they actually look similar. They look similar in a way. But like I said in the previous episode, I mentioned that in animation, you deal with the content, you deal with what makes up your slide, what you have in your slide, and not the slide itself. So, but in transitions, you deal with the slides. Okay, so any animation you do, it has to do with the content. And don't forget, in the first episode, I mentioned how important the text box is. So the text box houses the text in PowerPoint. There is no how you can have your text available on the slides without the text box. So the text box plays a crucial role. Now, everything we're going to be doing in this animation command is going to be applied to the text box. So you click on the text box, apply the animation, and then you can do every other commands to it. Then whatever the text box does is what the text will follow. Alright, so enough of talk and we're going right into it now. So the very first one here, which is this text box, don't forget, okay, they both have their different text boxes. The body of this slide has its own text box, while the heading has its own different text box, as you can see. Alright, so let's say I apply this. Okay, very importantly, the animation has three major commands. It has the entrance, the emphasis, and the exit. So the three major commands. So now the entrance means how does the text come to life on the screen? How does it come to display on the screen? That is the entrance. Then the emphasis is how does it catch the attention of the audience? How does the audience see it? How does it behave when it appears on the screen, such that the audience wants to pay attention? So that's the emphasis. You probably want it to zoom in and out, or some kind of effect that will be very catchy, such that the audience or whoever is listening wants to see what's happening. So that's about the emphasis. And then lastly, the exit is how does the text exit? How does it go off the screen? So those are the three categories of animation we have. Now the very first one. So all the three animations, all the three categories can be applied to each text box. Don't forget that we're talking about text box now and not the slides. Okay, so if I have it, which one should I go for now? Okay, if I have it float in, for instance, you see that only that text box. If I have it floating, for instance, and then I want to add the other ones, for some reasons, I don't know, once you add the entrance or any of these effects, you can't add the next one here. You have to come to add animation here. Add animation. If not, it will not. There is what we call the animation pane, and I'm just going to click it now. This is the animation pane. So the normal thing for each of your animations as you are adding it is that it should keep adding, it should keep displaying here. You see the first one now, this is my first command. I've given it to float in, the first animation effect. Now if I want to add more, that is, if I want to add more to that same text box under emphasis or under exit or maybe motion path, I have to come to add animation, and then you see the same series of commands we had there. It's the same thing that displays here, but this is the only way you can add more. If you keep going to that place and keep clicking, it will display, but it will not add to it. You can try it out. Okay, so the emphasis now, I want it to grow. I'd like it to zoom in and out. So where is that? Okay, bold flash. Right. Okay, so you see now it has added number 2. Number 1 is that flying, which is the entrance. Then the bold flash now is the emphasis. That is, that's how it's going to be when it arrives the screen. And then the exit, we're left with the exit. So I'm going to add, and then the exit should be that it flies out. So yeah, 3 animations already added to just one. You can see it here, 1, 2, and then 3. So this is the entrance, this is the emphasis, and this is the exit here. Okay, so we're going to preview it quickly. Comes in. So why it is so short and brief is because of the timing. We've not even adjusted the timing at all. So for this one, we want it to take more time. So click on timing. Don't forget I have to click on this arrow here, and then I click on timing. So here I want it to take more than I want it to take more time, like let's say 5 seconds. You see that? I'm going to do it. Alright. So okay. So I'm going to review it now, so that it doesn't just. Okay, so this is the emphasis, and then here is it. Alright. So you see, the longer this is actually the timeline. This is the timeline. So the longer it, if you drag it and it goes longer, it takes more time. You see that's another alternative. You can drag it. Sorry, this is moving. Once you see this sign, you can drag it and increase the timing. So even without going into that menu that displays the timing and all of that, you can easily increase the timing. I'm still going to explain all of this, which of course is self-explanatory. Alright, so apart from that, don't forget to save everything, all this animation that we've added to it. We have the responsibility to keep saving so that it stays on it. Okay, yeah. So this now applies to only the history of computer, which is the heading, the title of the slide. Now we can come here, which is another slide, and then add another animation entirely to it. Okay, so this is for this number 4, and then I'm going to add emphasis theta. Okay, and then add more shrink and turn. Okay, so completely now I have all my 6 animation. And don't forget this here, green, yellow, they are all called the timeline, and you can easily use it. You can easily, by this command, by this, you can increase the time. You can increase how long it takes to complete. You can increase it. So depends on whatever it is you want. So now the setting where you have the 2 stay on the screen at the same time. We're still going to discuss that in our other video. And then effects. Just like you had in your transition, you had effect options. The same way the animation too has effect options. So for each of the animations you add to any of your text box, you can come here and change the, maybe for instance now this is actively on horizontal bar, that is the emphasis on the body of the slide. So I can decide to change it from, sorry, now. Okay, I think I was here. Okay. Alright, okay, I think it's because I selected all. So I'm only selected. So then we can have it on the vertical. So if I click on vertical, instead of having it the random bars on the horizontal, it's now on the vertical. Alright, so that's how it is. And then all of this I've explained earlier in the transition. You can work with. Like once you click on this animation pane, this display here, animation pane means all that has to do with the animation. You can have it on the side here for easy access. You'll be able to do whatever you want to do. Alright, so the first command on this timing is the on-click. So you can have it on-click, that is, the next animation in line will only respond when you click. That's what this on-click means. Now, the next one is if you take it out of on-click with previous, that is, as soon as the previous, with the previous means as the previous is displaying, it's also displaying. That is what this one is. So as the previous animation is as it's coming up, the next one is also following it. That's how this with previous work. While after previous is immediately after one of the animation is completed. Next, also we'll see the practical effect of all of this in the next episode because my time is fast spent already. Okay, so we're going to continue from this very timing in the next episode, and then I'll go to slideshow and explain it. And then before we'll now sit back and enjoy the different manipulations you can bring in some kind of designs into your animation, and then it's kind of top notch, professional, and then you can even use it to make some kind of website display, like website design, things that Figma will do, things that a professional UI UX will do. You can just use it, although it's not meant for it. That's not the PowerPoint job. But you can just manipulate some of those tools, and then you still have a similar result with Figma. Alright, so that's where we're going to stop for today. I'll see you for this video. I'll see you in the next video. Do well to share this video, like and subscribe, and then comment section, because I want to see your comments. See you again. Bye.